This is your daily briefing, and you're most welcome to it, of course. Mail Online, SAMI MOKBEL in particular, has a bit of a home run here, in my opinion. Very quick to point out people when they get it wrong. I think he's really got this right. I think this class of article, this class of journalism, is what people are genuinely interested in reading. It goes against the dumbing down. And I think it's like with the political journalists. All they're capable of doing, it's dumb, 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 dumb. How dumb can I make it? Looking for that gotcha moment. When in actual fact, something that provides a bit of insight, a bit of context, a bit of light being shown on subject matters that we might otherwise not kind of get ourselves involved with. That's where I think the real money is. So instead of telling us that, the sources close to so working through the night to go, people have heard it all before. We've heard it all before. Even if it happens, there's no riotous round of applause. The clickbait thing has been done to death. And I think an article like this, which I'm going to get to very quickly, but I think, like I say, I'll give you yards of dog's abuse to these clowns that churn out content, which I think is absolutely substandard. With something like this is clearly, there's been a conversation occurred. This guy's got some information, and more power to you. And basically, it's saying that ENIC have structured a significant bonus system for the players, which really kicks into gear as the season comes to its close. The allegation is that each player at Spurs will pocket over £1 million if Tottenham can finish in fourth place, and about £1.5 million should they be able to snatch the elusive third spot. Beyond this, there exists an ongoing system which we are told varies from game to game based upon who Spurs face and what the respective league positions are of the sides involved. And I've got to say, this is a massive cause for concern, because just on this element, does it not send out a message about expectation? Shouldn't we be looking to beat everyone, as opposed to being presumably more handsomely rewarded for beating the likes of, say, Liverpool or Manchester City? And this might explain how we whimper out of games against lesser sides. And this is, the first thing that came to my mind, the business of the bookmakers adverts. We're offering a special if so-and-so scores a hat-trick in the second half, 85 to 1. But don't forget, gamble responsibly. Because you've got to be a child, you've got to be fundamentally irresponsible to think that whoever it is going to get a hat-trick in the second half. I mean, Ronaldo might, but I mean, can you name any other examples of where that could possibly be happening, And it's just, this is the loser think that is being employed at Tottenham. So, if you can beat Liverpool, who are on an unbeaten run, we'll give you more of a bonus than if you can beat Brighton. Does that put it into, loser think? Come the end of the season, Levy will have to admit that this group, even when threatened with life-changing sums of money, simply cannot be goaded, cannot muster the efforts sufficient to achieve any more than they have again. Vast sums have been spent by Tottenham in the markets. Let's not, moan that we didn't buy so-and-so, because most of those targets just discussed in the papers were fictional, specious nonsense anyway. But we've actually spent a bundle of money. Tonki Dombele is likely to return, and there are many other purchases that weren't cheap that have only thrived after leaving N17. And the ugly truth could be that Spurs are doing football wrong, which is what I've said on numerous occasions. But you've got some idiot with a beard in his front room telling you that the master, the absolute Meisterstück of economics and land management, telling you that guy's business models are wrong. And he's probably sat in a £5 million house, not watching this. But I don't think Spurs are doing football the right way. The ugly truth is that if winning is the metric, as the bonuses suggest, so forget what I say, but if winning is the metric, if you're backloading all of these games with and there's this in it for you, if you can win, then director of football or no director of football, the song remains the same at Spurs, and something's got to give. World class this, world class that. It's all dust and bones if you can't achieve more than just being the best of the rest. I remember watching Martin Jol, and we all went on a European tour. Those were happy times for me, really happy times. And I had work colleagues who weren't particularly into football, definitely didn't support Spurs, but used to enjoy coming down the pub, perhaps because I was the performing monkey. But it was animated, it was lively. Like I've said to you before, we could win 5-4, we could lose 7-2. You never knew what was going to happen. But there was something about that, and I think that naivety of enjoying that moment, which I'm now being spoon-fed this by morons, by children, by unworldly types. I think that naivety is that it was 18 years ago. So the thrill for me as a sentient human being has diminished somewhat. And this club is well and truly stuck in a rut. We're underachieving, and underachieving has now become the norm. But don't focus on that. The buskers are warming up, and a poorly child, very, very poorly child, is about to press a button to launch a rainbow of fireworks over Haringey, the luckiest borough in the city. So Spurs hierarchy are, if that information is correct, and I've got no reason to doubt it because it ties in with stuff we've heard, over the years. They've got in place a system of rewards, which is fundamentally flawed because it operates on the same kind of model, the same kind of levels that bookmakers use. Good luck. Keep it, Tottenham.